He finds a way to pick up a first down.
Hey, Charlie.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. So a long play for our first points in the Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and what we see here is something that we saw all year long from them. The ability to strike from anywhere on the field. How about the way they got it started in this one?
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now a first down carry by Bell. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
I'm coming after you. Check 13.
From the gun, Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will score. Touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Lamb. Is beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
Check. 18. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Trubisky. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The former first-round pick, Marlon Humphrey, there to get a hand on it.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
It's Kelsey on the ground. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in this Super Bowl.
Everybody scoot up. Any weapon.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Here's Trubisky. The quick slant caught. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab as the Bears push further out in front.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. Caught here by Bell. Bell a first down and then some. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Out of the pistol, it's Bell. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Let's go now.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Room to run past midfield. Got him in. It's Brown. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Check 37. Check 37. Showing it. Showing it.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Get that ball. Get that.
Jackson from the shotgun. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Here's Jackson, and the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Jackson to throw again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. He may try and run for this. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. From the left hash, this from 34. Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So these two teams will head to the locker room as we hit halftime in Super Bowl 56. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go!
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Play action. It's Jackson. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. From the 27, Jackson. That's complete. It's Bell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Robert Quinn, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Trubisky now to throw on 3rd down. And Robinson with a big catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the ball is knocked out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Bell. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
It's 3rd down and 12.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lamb. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 36 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They'll roll him out right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and reacted to the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
They go play action now. Jackson. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 yards. 47. Man, I got you. 61. Max back. Mike, ready, go.
To throw again is Jack. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. A quick throw out wide, caught by Robinson. Allen Robinson, kiss him goodbye. 30. And all of a sudden, they're knocking on the door inside Baltimore's 10. Trubisky hitting Robinson for a big one, 78 yards. They'll run with Montgomery. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
6-yard line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. Alert, alert. 3 down, 3 down.
They try again with Montgomery. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it winds us down to the end of the third quarter.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
The Bears on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Trubisky will throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That's fielded in the end zone. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. On after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. A screen to Bell. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. From the gun, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down.
What's tight? Tight is right. 3 down, 3 down. 58, boy. Echo.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Following the penalty, Montgomery. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Right there, 54 Mike. 3 bud.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he tried to bounce it outside, but that's obviously not his game. He's too much of a straight-line runner.
Yeah, him in the outer 3rd of the field, not a recipe for success. That time a loss. Well, they need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now a carry for the fullback. This is Vitale. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. You know what? I know it's 4th down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have the big lead. But don't you have to have a little bit of admiration for these guys on the defensive side of the ball? They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on 4th down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this point.
So what you're saying is they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to get it, aren't they?
I would. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead, 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal. CD, 4th quarter, you're still above 3 minutes remaining, but right now running the football is a pretty good idea to work that clock, right?
It certainly is, because your team is strong right now, and you can feel the defense fading a little bit. Their goal, continue to run it this effectively, call victory formation as the clock winds down, and end the ball game and move on to the next opponent.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Focus, defense, focus.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Trubisky on the keeper. The play lost a yard. It's now 3rd and goal.
Six now, 3rd and goal.
Hey.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal.
Let's go, D.
And they take a knee. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he pushed it. Pushed it from short distance. Wide right. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. They'll go again with Bell. And an alley to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. On first down, Bell. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line.
And the Chicago Bears have etched their name in NFL history. They are your Super Bowl champions.